Hello. Hi. I'm still in my pajamas, as you can clearly see. But that's okay because I have a lot of stuff, a lot of work to be doing, and I don't need jeans slowing me down. Here's here's the thing, okay? Let me get comfy. Okay, so here's the situation. I'm working on book 3 in the Grimoire series, as you know. Okay, and here's the thing that's been happening with it. Because book 2 is essentially just a rough draft and is only like 50, maybe 51,000 words, and it's not like complete yet, and I'm actively writing book 3 in its first draft form, which, don't get me wrong, I still think was a good idea. Okay, just really getting the plot hammered out and starting to write scenes and chapters and figuring out the story that's happening in these two books. The problem is the character arcs between book 2 and book 3 are starting to get blended in my head, and like obviously all 3 books have like one big overarching arching character arc, right? In the quest for the Kaida and her team of friends to like master their sin. You know, that's like the big overarching thing that we're doing. But each book has like a mini arc in it, right? And so I woke up this morning very early and was like, I need to get these mini arcs with the big arc out of my head, and I need to be able to look at it in a visual way, because right now I'm just looking at it in my head, or my new journal. It's like written, here in the journal. And like, yeah, sure, I like wrote it or whatever, but I'm like, I feel like I need to go like full like detective with the red string style and just look at all of it and make sure that it's actually doing what I think it's doing in my head, right? Because sometimes as writers we have this problem where we have this like vision in our head of what we want to happen, what we see and what we know, and it does that always come out on the page? I don't know. I'm perpetually terrified that like what's in my head is not coming through on the page. Maybe this is just a me, so I like obsess over them a little bit, but maybe this is just a me problem. I don't know. But anyways, so I have sticky notes, okay, and some note cards. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna transform this wall, because it's gonna be right here behind my desk, transform this wall into essentially a grid, okay, of all 3 books, all 6 characters, their big arc, their mini arcs, they're gonna go on in each book and like really make it honestly obsessively detailed. The only thing that's gonna put a hamper on this plan is, while sticky notes are likely going to stick to the wall totally just fine, and like I shouldn't be concerned about it, I'm also concerned that they're not going to stick to the wall and I don't have any tape to just tape them to the wall. So if they don't stick, I don't really have a backup plan. Maybe I'll take one of my like storage bins for when we moved and just stick it all to the bin, and then I can just like lay it on the floor. Gravity would probably work in my favor if I do that. We'll see. We're going to start with the wall, okay, because I like this better. And one day, eventually, okay, I'm going to get, Walmart sells them. They're like little corkboard squares that have like an adhesive, they're like stickers essentially. It's kind of like a command hook thing, but you can stick them to the wall and like basically just like build a bulletin board out of like corkboard squares. One of these days I'm going to get one of those and a bunch of really cute like push pin thumbtack things, and we're not going to have to just go directly on the wall. We can go on like a corkboard thing, but we don't have that today, so we're doing it this way. So if you don't have any coffee yet, go get some coffee. Mine is almost empty, so we're going to drink this, and then I'm probably going to brew some decaf because I'm trying to drink less caffeine in my life. But I also love having a cup of coffee while I'm working on the book. So we're trying to, after 1 cup of caffeinated coffee, switch to decaf later on. So I might end up making some decaf later. We'll see. And then after we do our big sticky note wall, okay, we're going to go write a little bit more. Write another chapter. I'm on chapter like 9 right now, maybe 8. No, I'm pretty sure I'm on chapter 9. I don't remember. It was literally yesterday too. I'm on like chapter 9 of book 3. So we're gonna go try to write chapter 9 of book 3. And yeah. So get some coffee, get some tea, wear some comfy clothes. Okay, we don't need real jeans and real clothes slowing us down. Okay, put on something comfy and let's plot some art. Let's plot some arcs. Let's go. Hello. Okay, step 1 is getting the chairs out of the way. Now, let's, now that I have my note cards, I just realized since I don't have any tape, how am I going to put the note cards on the wall? Okay, pause. Let me go see if I have push pins or thumbtacks somewhere. I should, I think. Okay, I do not. That's fine. We're just going to make it work with just the sticky notes. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I have 4 colors. I have 6 characters. What if... Okay, what if we label, because I have the least amount of the pink ones. So the pink ones, because it's the smallest amount that I have, can be character names and then like book identifiers. Like these are going to be like our identifier ones. Okay, that's a good idea. You see, I haven't really thought any of this through before I started filming. I just wanted you to be part of this. Okay, I wanted you to, okay, you get it. Okay, so let's see. We'll start with, my hair is in my eyes. All the wispy strands. Book 1, and this is going to be Kaida. Book 1, Kaida. Now, it's only 3 books. I shouldn't have to go that high on the wall, right? We'll just go like here where I can reach. Oh, look, it sticks just fine. Okay, cool. Book 2. Nope, still book 1. And then, because we'll make it in sections, so we'll go across for all 6, and then we'll go down with book 1 stuff, and then we'll go across for book 2, and then, I might run out of wall space, because I don't want it to go farther than about like here where my chair is, so that I don't like hit it and knock it down all the time. No, we'll just keep it as their names. Hold on, we'll take the book part off. Just cross that out real quick. Okay, Kaida and Talon. Talon. This might end up being a little crooked, and for that I need you to just be okay with it, okay? Okay, we got Althea. It's funny whenever you have characters, at least this is probably one of those me things again, but it's funny to me when you have like book characters and you get in the habit of listing them in the same order, and then it just becomes like their order. Like you can't, like because of the way that like all the characters are listed in my planning sheet, like Kaida, Talon, Emmett, Althea, Avara, Care, like that's how they're listed in their character pages in my planning sheet. I can't think of them in any other order. Like that's their order. Can't go any other way. Like I can't do like Kaida, Avara, Althea. Like I can't do it that way. My brain's like, I don't know who we're talking about. Also, one of these days, one of the things that I feel like is going to be super contested is my pronunciation of my own character names because I feel like we maybe talked about this before. When my beta readers read the book, they argued with me about how I say Care's name because I obviously say Care. It's Cahir. I say Care, and I have since I came up with the name, right? But some of my beta readers were like, no, one, he's Arabic. Two, it's literally spelled like Kahir. Like his name is just Kahir. And I was like, no, it's not. It's Care. Like you're wrong. That's how you say it. It's Care. And they were like arguing with me about it. And I was like, I get it. I know that he's Arabic. I wrote him Arabic, but it's Care. Okay. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. Anyways, okay. So then, now that we have their names, we can do book identifiers in orange. So we can do book 1, and then we can do, hold on. I should probably be referencing my notes. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is book 1 in orange. Book 1. Might scoot that down a little bit. No, I might just leave it here. Okay, I'll leave it here, and then we'll scoot all of them down because it'll just be like a row, so I don't have to keep doing book 1 over and over and over again. That's fine. Okay, just make sure these are like really stuck down here. You know, if I keep pulling these off the wall and unsticking them, they are probably going to fall, and I need to just stop touching them. Okay. Book 1. Okay, now, in, I I, I just realized something. Pause, please. Ugh, I'm not tall enough. That's okay. Okay. I should have done that before I put that up there. I went and added their big, so the whole big arc in all 3 books is the characters trying to master their sin. So, because in book 1, in the beginning, everybody's assigned a sin, and that's like their big, like, their sin is kind of based on whatever lie they're telling themselves. You know, this is the beginning of their character arc. So everyone has their sin, and their whole thing in all three books is trying to master this sin, which is kind of mastering themselves, essentially. So I should have wrote it up there, and I didn't realize it until I stuck it all the way up there that I didn't. But I went and put everybody's like basically what they have to do by the end of book 3 to master their sin. So like for example, Kaida's sin is pride, and she by the end of book 3, in order to master her sin of pride, Kaida has to accept her failure, that she cannot be the best at everything, that her family line is not the best as she believes in the beginning of book 1. In the beginning of book 1, she believes that her family is the best, and they're not. And she has to accept failure. She has to accept that she can't be the best, that she's not going to be the best. Her family isn't the best, and she has to be okay with that. Versus like Care, who at the end of book 3, Care, I'm gonna call him Kale, that's a character in Sarah J. Maas. Anyways, Care fails to master his sin by the end of book 3. Okay, he succumbs to his sin of envy on this quest for recognition, right? So that's kind of what I put up here. And then now we can break them down into our mini arcs that play into that bigger arc. So we have book 1, and we're going to use green, I think, for book 1. Okay, book 1, Kaida. Kaida's arc in book 1 is going, and well, she doesn't accept her failures or anything in book 1. She just kind of becomes obsessive over them. But in book 1, Kaida has to deal with the fact that 1, she puts a bunch of pressure on herself to be the best, and 2, by the end of book 1, Kaida has to accept that her parents' fame at being the best, air quote, is not real. Not really. I mean, well, it's not that she accepts that it's not real. It's more that she realizes that there's more to it than she actually originally believed. Okay, let me pause, make some notes. See you in a minute. Here's what we got. So, yeah, you're on. Okay, so here's what we got. I got all of book 1 and their arcs, basically from the beginning of book 1 to the end of book 1. This is what we go through, okay? That was pretty easy. It's really just kind of a paragraph for each person because book 1's already written. I already did their arcs or whatever because I already wrote it. Now we get into book 2, okay, which is going to end up being a little bit more detailed and probably like 2 sticky notes per character because we have to go through and be like, okay, at the beginning of book 2, this is where we're at, which is basically picking up on this character arc from the end of book 1, right? This is where we're kind of going in book 2, and then this is where I want to end that blends into our arcs for book 3. That makes sense? So I think I'm going to do green for the beginning and blue for the middle / end of book 2 so that we could do green again for the beginning of book 3 and then blue and then green for the end of book 3. And we can just like alternate them. Does that make sense? What is happening outside? Why is there so much noise? Oh. I think someone might be moving in upstairs. There's a lot of noise up there, like construction-y noise. Maybe someone's moving in, and there's like a big rooms to go truck outside. So maybe I'm getting upstairs neighbors. Okay. Quick coffee break. I've had some of you guys in my comments lately saying that you're writing your own books, you're working on your own little projects and things. I would love to know more about those. If you want to drop a comment, tell me about what you're working on, tell me what you're writing. I would love to support you guys. I think that would be so fun. And I think that honestly, I have the best for all of us. Okay, some of you guys have said that you're querying before. We're in these trenches together. I'm querying, you're querying. We're going to support each other through all of this, and I truly believe that all of us are going to have a published book someday. Okay, one more sip of coffee, and then we're going back in. Okay, let's go. Book 2. What are we doing with Kaida? What did I scribble in my little journal here? Okay, so here's the thing with Kaida in book 2. So in book 1, as we said, and I kind of wrote here, okay, Kaida goes into Erebus in the beginning, being like, I'm the best. My parents are famous. I'm fabulous. That kind of thing, okay? Kind of setting it up almost like a Chosen One story, okay? But that's not actually true. Her parents' fame, it's a lie. So part of the thing, honestly, the big thing that she really struggles with in book 2 is accepting the fact that everything she thought she knew about the Grim world, about being a Grim Reaper, about her parents, all of it is a lie. And she really, really struggles to accept this in book 2, which then bleeds into book 3 because of events of the way that book 2 ends and this like more betrayals and unmasking and things can happen at the end of book 2 into book 3. She's like really in a bad place mentally and emotionally, and she's really struggling. And so then by the end of book 3, part of her accepting her failures is accepting that one, she's more than her parents. She's more than the Otterson legacy, which is something that like all of her friends have been like reminding her and telling her through the course of these 3 books, but she's not like hearing them, so one, she's accepting that she's more than just her parents' legacy, that her parents' legacy isn't real, and she's put all of this like pressure on herself to be the best for nothing. It's not real, right? And she's just made herself suffer for no reason, essentially. And then 2, the bigger one, okay, is in yay, we did it. So we have all 3 books with their character arcs up on the wall now. Yay! So what we're gonna do is I wrote a couple scenes by hand last night for chapter 9. We're gonna go into the manuscript now. We're gonna try to get chapter 9 finished. I'm at like 10,900 words or something like that in total. And so I'm going to try to get all of chapter 9 written. And as you guys know, I like to get my first draft chapter somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 words. Sometimes we hit that. Sometimes we only get like 600 words written and it's like one scene, but at least we're getting words written, That's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to write up some stuff for chapter 9. One of the scenes I have, I think, is I'm actually going to end up putting in chapter 10. I think I'm going to end up splitting it and having like chapter 9 be, one part of this and then chapter 10 be the other. We'll see how it fits out when I'm writing. Sometimes when I have ideas like that and then I actually get into the chapter in writing, I decide to do something completely different. So we'll see. But let's get into some writing and I will check in with you guys when we're done. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we just finished writing chapter 9 and we got about a paragraph into chapter 10. Like I said, we started at 10,900 something words. We are at 12,239 right now. So I'm going to call it good. I'm going to take a little bit of a break on our, hold on, let me turn the camera. On our wall up here, I lost Althea's tag fell off and keeps falling off. It's actually really annoying. So I'm going to go to the store and go buy some tape to try to tape it all to the wall. And hopefully that will help it stick. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come up with another solution. So I will see you guys in the next video. As we keep, writing and trucking along with this book. And hopefully in the next video, I have some query updates for you guys. I'm still waiting on responses from agents. I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks, so it's probably not going to be for a while before I hear anything back. But if I do hear anything with exciting news or even, bad news because it's a rejection, I will let you guys know. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.